I'm with Huddle Music here in New Jersey. Today our guest is Lenny Harold. Lenny Harold, welcome. Welcome to Huddle.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for taking some time to come here and talk with us. And as we look forward to talking to all fearless independent creators out there, you have definitely been one of the trailblazers out here doing your thing. We've done a lot of research. We listened to the Cosmic album. Love it.
Yeah.
Listen to a lot of your old cuts.
Thank you.
They're still jamming.
Thank you.
Especially the best. Mayday, Mayday. I love those, right?
Mayday, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. So good stuff, good stuff. So what I like to do is just spend some time with you. Just one, getting the Huddle Nation, the Huddle audience out there to know a little bit more about Lenny Harold, okay?
Okay.
So what has been your journey as an independent artist?
My journey as an independent artist has been trying like any artist, you know what I mean? I live by one of the things Kanye West said a while ago. He said a lot of people are not gonna understand you, so you gotta force them to understand you. And so that's been like the motto for me moving forward, you know, on this journey, is to make people believers, you know? Trust the message that I'm trying to give out.
Okay.
And yeah.
No, and with that said, so what advice for new independent artists out there, what advice would you give them from the lessons that you've learned already?
Main thing, own your masters. Make sure you own your masters.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, don't allow anybody to dictate who you are as a creative. Because the very thing that you are that comes natural to you is the very thing that you're supposed to do. Don't allow somebody to put you into a box to mold you into what everybody else is doing.
Okay.
Because then you just get a bunch of copycats and then you fall into the wayside with everything else. Be that special thing that you were made to be. Regardless of if people don't get it at first, just keep pushing it. Keep pushing it, because like I said, you'll make people believers if you believe in it, you know?
Gotcha. And I just want to elaborate on the master's part. So if I'm a new independent artist, I hear a lot of people talk about get your masters. If I'm a new independent artist, how do I do that?
Just keep ownership. This is the thing about masters. When you sign to record labels or distribution companies, make sure that you're reading everything. Make sure you have lawyers present, because these are the things that people will take in order to gain control and access to your music. Because if they own your masters, they can license out your music without even having your permission. They can cut you out of the equation if they wanted to, if there's fine print that dictates that. So you want to make sure that you know what's going on with your music at all time. You know, for me, my music is like my children. You know what I mean? Every song that I create I've given birth to that music. You know, and so every song has a meaning. Every song has a purpose. Every song has a connection to me. I want to know what's going on with all of that. And if you're an artist that is, you know, trying to maintain, I guess, for lack of a better word, that self-integrity, you want to know what's going on with your stuff.
Understood.
You know?
Understood. Well put. And then also the second part to that question is, you talked about being yourself.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of trends out there.
Yeah.
And I guess I would say there's a lot of Lil Waynes out there, right?
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of Lil Waynes.
There's a lot of littles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Could you elaborate on what made you stay the course of Lenny Harold and not deviate to try to be someone that you didn't feel comfortable being,
right,
just because it was in the mainstream at that time?
It's been difficult. I will say that I've had many people come into my unit of being a team, saying what they felt was needed for my artistry. And some of the things I have done, and some of the things made me rest uneasy at night because of the fact that I knew it wasn't something that I could put 100% into. You know, for me as an artist, if I can't connect to something, even if somebody simply writes me a song, you know? And I love those lyrics. But if I'm not connected to it, I can't use it, because when it comes down time for me to perform that song and actually give that song to the people and share that same energy that was put into those lyrics, into that song, to display everything that I feel the connection to, if I can't connect to it and bring it out, it's pointless at that point. People know when it's a gimmick, and people know when it's fake. And one of the things that make legendary artists is the fact that they are connected to everything that they do, you know? And so when it comes to that, don't forsake who you are for somebody else's opinion or somebody trying to put you into a box. That's not your box. You know what I mean? We aren't shapes, number one. You know what I mean? Like, be who you are and blossom into that, because it's the very thing that's going to make you stand out. Like, be the trendsetter, don't be the trend, you know?
Well put. And I think
Yeah.
those are good points, definitely for new artists out there who trying to get into the business and think the fastest way to get in is to be just like the person that's hot at that moment.
And I don't want to downside that, you know what I mean? I don't want to play that out, because there are those artists that, you know, that's what they connect to and that's what it is. You know, they want to be the commercialized whatever, you know what I mean? And that's cool. There's a market for that. That's clear. There's a market for that.
Right.
But if you have a message for people and you know that music runs a little deeper and it's a little bit more special to you than just the surface of, you know, of the outcome of it and the results that you get, like the cars and the houses and the notoriety. If it's special to you and you use it as a tool to reach people, to connect people, to heal people, to lift up people, stay who you are.
Okay, good. So let's shift it just a little bit. To date, what has been your biggest accomplishment?
I would say everything. Everything is my biggest accomplishment. There's nothing that has been bigger than the other things, because they've all had their own individual moments, you know? I can share some of those moments.
Sure.
When I was with the group, and that's Blackstreet, when I was on the road with them, we did O2 in the UK, and it's a big arena. And in that moment, when I walked up onto the stage and I could see everything black and you see everybody's phone lights, and it looked like space to me. I will never forget this moment. And in that moment, I was like, wow, this is what every artist that I have looked up to have seen walking onto a stage, and you're on the other side of it, about to present everything that you love to do to these people. And you see this galaxy of nothing but like stars as the audience. That was a special moment for me. And that was a moment for me that I was like, okay, when I come back here, it's going to be just me, and I'm going to be on this stage. And these people are going to be here because they have connected to what I want to share. You know what I mean? The song in my heart. I've had several moments. When I won the Apollo, that was a big moment for me, you know. Even some of the down moments in my career where things just weren't right, those things I've learned from, you know, and I've been able to embody that into my artistry and into who I am as just a person in general, you know. So everything is big to me.
No, and I tell you, as you were just describing how that felt to walk out on that stage, I imagine that would have been pretty incredible. To feel that, right? And that's an really image that you'll never forget. You'll never forget what that felt like, right? You know. So, what's been the most challenging about the process?
About the process of
being an artist.
Of being an artist?
Yes.
Sticking to your guns, you know? Because it's like I said before, it's easy to fall into what's easy, the commercialized sounds or things like that. Like sticking to your guns, following your gut. When it comes to even when you're in the studio and getting the production together, like if you really feel that guitar and everybody's in the room saying, nah, I think we need to X that guitar. No, I need that guitar. That guitar is connected to me right now. Like I need that guitar. yeah, and another tough thing has just been staying. I had it in my head. I lost my train of thought.
That's all right.
Yeah, we'll come back
That's
to
all right.
it.
Yeah, we can come back to
We'll
that.
come back to it.
So-
I was on a roll in my head.
All good. Let's flip the coin then.
Yeah.
So, how did the moment of success feel? So, as an independent artist, someone who's been on Apollo, someone who's just been doing probably talent shows after talent shows to get noticed.
Yeah, yeah.
When you first got that moment of success, like, this is what I've been after.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Incredible. Incredible. To know that what you've created and what you're sensitive about is being felt by people. There's nothing like I had a fan.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the word fan, but I had a fan
Right.
that messaged me one time and was like that one of the songs from my very early project, The Journal of Wonders, helped him get through his time after his mom had passed. And it was the most amazing 3 paragraphs that I had ever read, and it stuck with me. And I said to myself, this is what it's about. That moment when people connect to it and they find that extra push to keep going,
Right.
or the healing in it, or even if it's just like, yo, I love that song. That song is, I haven't heard something like this in a while, or any of those type of things. Like, that is true success, because you work so hard.
Right.
You work so hard to create these things. These things are mini masterpieces. You know what I mean? Like, it's like children.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, when you put your children out into the world, you want to make sure that they are being the best that they can possibly be, that you have embedded all the morals into them, all the know-how to get through into the world. It's the same thing with that music. Like, I want to make sure that the intentions that I put into those songs
Right.
are the same intentions that you get from it. You know what I mean? So,
good.
and when that happens, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's funny how different songs touch different people,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Through their
yeah.
life experiences, right?
Yeah.
And so, as I alluded to earlier, your song "Mayday, Mayday," right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think is very in this time with the COVID, with
Yeah.
everything that everyone has been going through, the 92,000 deaths, right?
Yeah.
People sit back and reflect. I think that song is just perfect in the time we're in right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Right? So,
yeah, yeah.
With your experience of being on a major label, could you talk through some of the positive experiences that you've brought to help you propel as independent artists?
The artist development of it.
Okay.
Artist development of it. I was lucky enough to have a team of people that really wanted to help create an image for me. At that time, it wasn't something that I was fully connected to, because I didn't feel like I was that artist. But I definitely learned from that. You know what I mean? That whole entire process, from choreography to learning more things about just writing and studio etiquette, and being around so many incredible notable writers. You know what I mean? I picked up all of these little things, even from the engineers. I was hanging over people like, okay, why'd you do that? Oh,
Right.
okay, I did that because, you know, when the reverb bounces from this point to this point, blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay, well, why'd you stack that like that and only put the effect on this one? And, oh, okay, I'll show you. Right, boom, hit play. Oh, okay, show me that again. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
like, I learned so much, and sometimes you just have to just be, every moment there's something teachable about it, you know?
Gotcha.
And so I made sure, even in the craziness of it all, because when I was signed, it was a lot. It was a lot. And even in the midst of the craziness, I have definitely pulled all of the good stuff that I could possibly pull out of it, you know?
Absolutely.
And drained it and took that from that, yeah.
No, that's good, and I think that's what has made you successful as an independent artist. You know, you've been now nominated at 2 IMAs,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And there are thousands of independent artists out there
Yeah.
would love to have that accolade,
yeah, yeah.
right? And so
Yeah.
for you to to get that experience
Right.
on the majors and to be surrounded by people that only made you better.
Right.
You were well positioned to
Right.
go in and set it on fire.
Right,
So
right,
I think you were
right.
better for it.
Right, right. I was grateful to all of that, because especially the most recent one with Cosmic, I wasn't expecting that when I got that email, and I was like, what? that was cool, and I was like, at that moment, I felt like I won. Like it was cool for me at that point. I was like, all right, that's dope. Like people are listening and they appreciate it, you know? Because I knew. Stepping into this project for Cosmic that it was something that was different, you know what I mean? It didn't follow any of the trends, and I was like, I know I'm going to have to work a little bit harder at it to actually get people to actually listen to it or pay attention to it. So,
and it paid off.
Yeah, when the nomination came through, I was like, okay, that's dope.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. How have you managed to stay busy during the time of COVID?
Ah, man, I have been recording and recording and recording. I've been reading and reading. Learning new skills, fiddling a little bit more on Photoshop, learning how to do my own graphics, because I'm a superhero in my head. So my graphics have to display that. So I'm learning how to actually do it myself. I've been reading, one funny thing but one of the main things that I've been doing, I've been reading a lot about Prince. Prince is one of my biggest influences, and there's so many parallels to just his creative mind to mine. And so I've been digging in even deeper. So I read his memoir. I'm reading now I finished that not too long ago, and now I'm reading another book that was written about him. Every day I play one of his albums from the very first one on up. To sync all his music and his mind into it. After I've done all the research for that particular album, then I go in and sync myself into it. And it's been one of the most incredible teaching experiences of COVID. And it's been helping me just get through everything with this whole thing, you know what I mean? Because I've also been doing a lot of self-analyzing and restoring and healing myself of, old hurts, and taking this time to come out of it a better person than what I was when this whole thing happened,
Gotcha. And that's good that you were able to take advantage and collect some new skills, right?
Yeah.
And so that you're much better coming out of COVID than you were pre-COVID,
Exactly.
right? And speaking of Prince, I did go through, the history. I did see you performing. I think it was one of the songs in the studio, "The Beautiful Ones" or something. Prince, right? So I figured you was a Prince fan. At that point, right? And so all good. We're at a point now during the interview where we give the artists or creators something for the fans to listen to. To hear you. Right? You have a great voice.
Thank you.
You got great songs out there. You got a good fan base.
Thank you.
But what would you like for everybody to hear right now?
You could definitely listen to "Blow Your Mind."
Blow Your Mind.
"Blow Your Mind" is technically the third single from Cosmic, and it's the first song on the album. It's also the second song that I recorded when I felt like I was in my pocket for the whole entire project. When I went recording, I recorded 30 songs for this project, and when I got to that one, I was like, okay, this is dope. I'm in it now. Everything after this is gonna be good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Can we hear a little bit of it?
Yeah. You want me to sing it?
Sure.
Okay. Body to body, yeah. Breathing in rhythm. Let me blow your mind. I love it when we connect, body to body, breathing in rhythm. Let me blow your mind. I love it when we connect, yeah.
Oh man, that was on fire. Thank you very much.
Appreciate
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today here at Huddle.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. I love what you guys are doing. This is incredible. Like I was telling you earlier, I appreciate you giving an outlet for indie artists, because we don't have the same accesses as major artists, and it's dope that you have created such an incredible platform for people to share their music to new ears and new audiences and get out there. Like, it's dope and it's so needed.
You know what, Lenny, that motivates me to keep going harder.
Good.
Right?
I'm glad.
I appreciate it.
I'm glad.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, thank you for joining Huddle today. You want to catch Lenny, you want to catch his interview, go to huddlemusic.com. Stay tuned. Thank you.